Okay, so if you're building a business, you're going to hit this wall, and it's a big one: choosing your website platform. It feels like this huge, overwhelming decision, but honestly, it doesn't have to be. So in this explainer, we're going to break it all down and make it make sense. So yeah, you're standing at that fork in the road, right? You see the signs: WordPress, Shopify, Squarespace, and they all seem to be pointing in different directions. The stakes feel super high, I get it, but you're in exactly the right place because we're going to get you some clarity on this. Here's the big idea I want you to hang on to. Your website platform, it isn't just a tool or some piece of software. It's the literal foundation you're about to build your entire online business on. And, just like building a house, you need that foundation to be absolutely solid. Now, let's talk about the biggest myth out there, the one that causes all the stress. You've probably heard it whispered or maybe just felt this pressure that there's one single best platform, and your whole job is to just find that magic bullet, or you're going to fail. But that's just not true. It's not how this works. The reality is that these platforms are just tools in a toolbox. I mean, a hammer is a great tool, but you wouldn't use it to cut a piece of wood, right? So the goal isn't to find the best tool, it's to find the right tool for the job that you need to do right now. So let's really dig into what this foundation thing means. When you get it right, it's basically invisible. Everything just works. But oh man, when it's wrong, it's like having sand in the gears of your entire business. And that's why this decision feels so heavy. Because changing your foundation later isn't just a pain. It's a full-on, expensive, tear it all down and start over kind of nightmare. Okay, so if we're all on board with choosing a tool, not chasing a trophy, how do we actually do that? Let's take a look at a few of the big players. Not as if they're in a deathmatch, but as specialized tools made for very different kinds of work. And what's so interesting when you look at it this way, you see the pattern. You've got WordPress, which gives you ultimate flexibility for your content, but the trade-off is you're the one managing everything. Shopify, it's the absolute king of e-commerce, no question, but it's not really built to be a complex blog. Squarespace will get you looking good fast, but you might hit its ceiling pretty quick. Every single one is optimized for a different goal with a different trade-off. And this, right here, is the key. Every platform has a built-in point of view. It has an opinion on how a website should run. It's designed to make certain things really easy, and by extension, other things kind of hard. So when you choose a platform, you're also choosing to buy into its way of thinking. So this all rolls up into a much bigger strategic choice. The real decision isn't just Squarespace versus WordPress. It's builders versus custom builds. Builders are going to give you speed and simplicity, but they come with constraints. Custom builds, they give you total freedom, but they're going to demand way more time, way more money, and a really clear vision from you. It's so tempting to think we always need maximum flexibility. More control has to be better, right? But is that always true? I mean, sometimes the most powerful thing for your business is a set of really helpful constraints that just keep you focused on what actually matters. And in a lot of cases, a builder is absolutely the smartest choice. If your goals are super straightforward, like I need to sell my products or I need to show off my portfolio, and you'd rather spend your time on your actual business instead of managing servers, well, then those constraints, they're not limitations. They are liberating. And this is where it all comes home to roost. Getting this choice wrong, like picking a super complex custom path when a simple builder would have been perfect, that is the number one reason businesses end up in that situation everyone dreads: the expensive, soul-crushing, start-from-scratch website rebuild. See, rebuilds aren't just bad luck. They are the totally predictable result of a bad process. It always starts with a mismatch. Maybe you rushed the decision or just picked what was trendy. Then your business grows, as it should, and suddenly that foundation starts to crack. The end result? You're forced into that expensive rebuild you were trying so hard to avoid. But listen, here's the good news. This doesn't have to be you. This is not your destiny. By just understanding the why behind your choice, you can completely sidestep this whole painful drama. You can get it right from day one. So, let's get super practical. This is your blue point. Before you even look at a single platform's features or pricing page, you need to stop and ask yourself 4 simple but really powerful questions. First, what does my site absolutely need today? Not someday, but right now. Second, where do I realistically see this thing going in the next 2 to 3 years? Third, what technical headaches do I absolutely not want to deal with? And finally, what decisions would I just love for someone else to have already figured out for me? Seriously, your answers to these questions will literally point you to the right type of tool. And that brings us right back to where we started. The goal here was never about finding the best platform on the internet. It's all about finding the platform that is the right fit for your business, your goals, and frankly, your personality. You want the one that feels less like a struggle and more like a support system. So if you take one thing away, let it be this. Stop chasing perfection. Stop chasing the latest trend. Chase the right fit. Because real confidence doesn't come from having the flashiest, most powerful tool. It comes from having the right one, the one that lets you finally get back to what you're actually supposed to be doing, building your business.